Governor Evers might say he wants things to get back to normal in Wisconsin.
No one is ready to move forward by getting back to our Wisconsin way of life more than I am.
But whether he thinks that's possible is another story.
As much as there are people that believe that we're going to return to the good old days, that's just not going to happen.
His lockdown order, Safer at Home, expires this month. Evers won't say if he plans to extend it.
Now, whether we move it back or not is somewhat immaterial.
That's because the lockdown will continue under his Badger Bounce Back plan.
Badger Bounce Back is right. It's the plan. It is the plan forward.
There are 3 phases to the Badger Bounce Back plan. During phase 3, all our constitutional rights would be restored. However, the plan does not actually explain how we transition from one phase to the next, only that there will be a reevaluation of its 6 gating requirements during each phase. That's confusing because all those requirements must already be met before we can even begin phase 1.
We look at this data every single day. We will make judgments about which groups of businesses are less susceptible to having the virus being spread, and we'll make a decision based on that.
Despite all its predictive models, the Evers administration has no idea when the lockdown might end.
Everybody would like certainty. Unfortunately, the virus doesn't work that way. I know it'd be great to have a date, but I can't imagine it being any better by having set a date and then saying, oh, sorry about that, we can't do that.
And both Governor Evers and Secretary-designate Andrea Palm have talked about another requirement for reopening the state that is not listed in the Badger Bounce Back plan.
Now, I want to be honest with you folks. Things won't get back to normal until there's a vaccine and treatment for this disease.
Absent a vaccine or other effective medical intervention, we are going to continue to have to manage this epidemic. And considering where we are in the stage of clinical trials, that certainly is at least 6 months away.
Now, there was a moment of hope last week when WEDC released guidelines for businesses on how to operate when they're finally allowed to reopen. But Evers says those guidelines don't really mean anything.
I mean, they're guidelines. They are guidelines. They choose to use them, not to use them.
After all, economic costs have not really been a factor in Evers' plans.
From the beginning, this has been not an economic issue versus a public health issue. We all know, and business owners know this well too, because I hear it directly from them. The bottom line is people have to feel comfortable and confident in their health and their safety, and that those people are also customers and consumers, and they're also workers.
Ultimately, unless they're allowed to reopen soon, many small businesses say they'll be closed forever. That probably wouldn't surprise Governor Evers, though.
As much as there are people that believe that we're going to return to the good old days, that's just not going to happen.
For the MacIver Institute, I'm Bill Osmolsky.